Oh boy, I'm sneezing my ass off. Good thing I had the mic turned off. What's going on, guys? Vega here for SerpentX Tech. It's a nice chilly morning. Got down to 40 something degrees here. I know that isn't much, but in Florida, North Florida, that's about par for the course during the winter time. So able to utilize the nice cool air coming in, mixed in with the GPU rigs or mining equipment, and the ASICs keeping my garage cool, and my GPUs are keeping the house, or excuse me, warm, and the garage is warm as well. So doing pretty good. But yeah, this week was pretty crazy. I don't have specifics today, so don't expect me to go into like great detail about FTX, Kevin O'Leary, CZ, the back and forth. I caught up some of it, but I'm tired of the infighting. It's not making the crypto sphere look good. But I you know I just want to focus on the future of cryptocurrency, not focus on the bullshit that's been happening within the cryptocurrency market. But because of the infighting, because of the back and forth, because of pointing fingers, obviously this brought the markets down, right? Once the investigation was ongoing and live streamed or captured by the news media, there were some questions raised on CZ, which dropped BNB quite drastically. Bitcoin fell quite a bit. And it's very true. You show us proof of reserves, but what is your liabilities? What is your risk, right? Proof of risk, proof of debt, proof of whatever the fuck you're betting against. Using collateral or your commingled funds. And so this is the world that we live in, because the on ramps and off ramps are all centralized. I mean, yes, we can use dexes and stuff like that. There are some outliers out there, but 9 times out of 10, the average end user or a majority of people will wind up using a centralized exchange of some type to, exit their positions or place positions, right? They have to use Plaid to put money onto an exchange so that way they can buy said cryptocurrency. Then they put their position, their stop loss, stuff like that. They want to withdraw, same thing. To get it back to their account, they might use Plaid, direct deposit, what have you, or they use the card, that some of these exchanges offer, so that way they can spend it. Anyways, it looks like shit. Until we get out of this rut, until the FTX situation stops getting talked about and realized for what it really is, which is fraud and a person or persons self-interest and greed is kind of pushed aside, and we can really utilize crypto, or not utilize crypto, because crypto's always been utilized. But some people are making it a slogan for their campaign. Some people are trying to push back, but like, no, this isn't a trial of crypto. This is a trial of fraud. And there's this fight going on right now. It's like, what the hell is it all about? So Bitcoin dips below 17K as FTX customers explain what's next post collapse. Pretty decent one. I checked it out. Donald Trump's NFT collection sells out. Prices surge. This is pretty interesting for some people that got involved. That this should be a pretty good little money gateway. I didn't get in. But according to the data from OpenSea, the collection floor price was about 0.19 ETH for $230, more than double the original mint price. So sold out, record numbers. I'm sure the money will be used to finance or help pay for the lawyers that they're going to need, or help with their future campaign, because we do know that Donald Trump is trying to run for 2024, but he has to go against Ron DeSantis, which has a strong showing right now in the political element, which I do dislike. But anyways, yeah, some tokens are selling at much higher prices. I want to see here. Where is his token or his NFT? I want to see something real quick. And I'm still dropping a shit ton of frames, guys. So let me know how the stream looks to you. I don't even know what they call it. What was the name of the project? There's a lot of Donald Trump, but what was the actual name of the project? Some tokens are selling much higher. The one of ones, the rarest NFT, which comprised 2.4% of 45,000, so 45,000 unit. Wow, selling as much as 6 ETH. One of these rare trading cards. Is it gonna show me? Okay, here we go. Thank you. So here's one of the rare trading cards. 20 ETH, bro. 20 ETH. Here's the collection. Here is the collection. So the floor right now is 0.348 ETH. Let's see here. ETH to USD. 0.384. That's $450 for the floor. And then you have some of those one of ones that obviously are very rare, and it's going to raise the price up. I mean, there's nothing wrong with people getting into an NFT space and using it to, help promote their whatever the hell the agenda, themselves, whatever. I just find it interesting that he's utilizing the Web3 space to capitalize. And the fact that during this bearish market, somebody on his team, not him, there's no way that he was like, yeah, I want to do 45,000 trading cards. Let's go. Somebody on his team talked him into it. And obviously that person or team that talked him into it is looking really good right now because they were able to raise X amount of money. If every one was 45,000, the original price of $99 doubled to $230, and right now what we just saw was 400 and something. Let's say 230. Let's just say, and this isn't even the unique one. So let's say 230 times 4,400. We'll leave 1,000 out for the unique ones. Look at that. That's a lot, and that's some money that you can use to fund your lawyers, to do all kinds of stuff. But very, very interesting that the diehard and the faithful got into this, and those that got into it probably make a pretty penny off of it. So congrats to you, whoever got into it. And maybe you're not a diehard, but you saw a money opportunity and you got into it, and you did. So congrats for those of you that took advantage of the situation. Continuing on with the FTX bullshit. There's a Fox News article here that talks about Shaq's name being brought up during the whole back and forth in the investigation. He's like, I don't even understand crypto. Why am I being dragged into it? But it's true. People are being dragged in, all kinds of celebrities that may have talked about FTX, may have promoted FTX, and the light's shining on people like this because of the current situation between, SBF, Alameda, CZ, Kevin O'Leary. So got to be careful what you say and what you promote. But I'm sure like Tom Brady, when meeting Sam, was like, this is a really weird kid, right? This is a really peculiar kid. He fumbles over himself in his words, but he seems very intelligent. And, from my outside looking in, he's always giving to charity. He's always doing this, always doing that. So not knowing what we know now, I could see why Tom Brady or some of the celebrities kind of fell for SBF. But at the same time, you as a Tom Brady, as these various personnel that have a team of people at your disposal, couldn't have investigated further, couldn't have requested documentation, further proof, XYZ, to try to be like, okay, should we really do this? What was your vetting process? And maybe that's what needs to be updated. Is the vetting process of, before you partner with a new company, a new organization, not just in crypto, but across the board, you should be vetting that company and make sure that you're not representing something crappy. That's why when BT Miners sponsored some videos for, with the What's Miner M30S, I looked into their overall business. I looked for name changes. I looked for past executives or leadership, and I really just found a small group of people that just wanted to sell and network in the crypto space, and start building this enterprise to where they can start repairing devices in house instead of shipping it to a partner. Sell, repair, educate all in one place, but they're still fresh, they're still young, so there's still an opportunity there for them to mess up, but there's also still an opportunity there for them to do better. So I did do some research, but I wouldn't say I did my due diligence and checked every little nook and cranny under every rock about BT miners. But these guys got a team, right? I'm one person, full-time father, full-time employee. I got a life to live, so I don't have a team that can vet certain aspects of projects, companies, stuff like that. How's the stream looking, guys? Anybody seen anything? Because I'm in the red. I'm bouncing between 3,000 megabits per second to 10,000 megabits per second. I'm at 55% drop frames. So it's pretty bad. And Comcast was out here again yesterday. But we need a technician to physically come out here. Physically come out here. And they're not listening to what I'm telling them. But anyways, moving on. This article is pretty long. I'm going to try to drop some of them into the stream, into the description. But, it's not something I'm going to fucking read to you, okay? Let's just leave it at that. And I know I've been cursing a lot lately. I really don't care. YouTube's already screwing me over by not advising people who subscribe to my damn channel that I'm live or that I posted a video. Ever since I got ghost, shadow banned, my channel's never been the same. So, growth is stunted, but what can you do? Celebrity Shilling crypto face more than just mockery, which is what the opinion piece that I just posted in the description is about. This one's just continuing on with that. And this one, I will read a couple things from, but that's pretty much it. But I want to hear from you. What your thoughts are on this entire situation. Let's see here. Larry David appeared in a spot for FTX. We saw that. LeBron James, Matt Damon. I thought Matt Damon only did Crypto.com. Did Matt Damon really do an FTX commercial too? I guess I must have missed it. But, the bankruptcy proceedings are moving forward. This is bringing other individuals into the light, right? Because everybody's wanting to point fingers right now. So, like, oh, this person did this, or that person did this, and this person did this. Nobody really takes ownership. Has SBF really taken ownership of this? I don't think he has. I think he tried to blame, like, Alameda, or he tried to blame, like, the policies that were written and the situation that we're in, or CZ, because, they were selling their large position, which put them in a really top bind, or, they had to buy back their stock from CZ. He's always, in my opinion, coming up with a fucking excuse. Has he ever taken ownership of FTX's downfall? Anybody? In live chat or in the future, comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. But yeah, Kevin O'Leary went hard in the paint during the trial and testified before Senate Banking Committee on December 14th, telling that FTX paid him an astonishing $18 million to promote the exchange, including $3 million to cover taxes, $1 million in FTX equity, now most likely worthless, he said, and $10 million in crypto tokens held in FTX wallets. I have written them off to zero, he told the community. A-list promoters of crypto and other digital assets already have run into legal trouble. A key consideration in civil suits alleging fraud. On October 3rd, a security or SEC charged Kim Kardashian for endorsing Instagram Ethereum Max, which I remember that scam shit, without disclosing a $250,000 payment she received for the promotion. Floyd Mayweather Jr. and DJ Khaled have resolved similar suits filed by the SEC over failing to disclose payments they received by promoting investments in an initial coin offering. The federal securities law are clear that any celebrity or any other individual who promotes a crypto asset security must disclose the nature, source, and amount of compensation they received in exchange for the promotion, right? So that's why in the videos we have to mark, sponsored. That's why in the videos you see some of the content creators advising, yes, this video is sponsored by blah blah blah. Ad goes out, yada yada yada. But that's pennies on the dollar. Compare, like, I only had a few sponsors because people don't want to sponsor my channel. Wonder why. But the amount that would have been paid to sponsor is like ass pennies to the amounts that these people were paid, right? So maybe not as big of a deal, comparing apples to oranges. It's not really in the same ballpark. But, if I were paid, $200,000 or more to promote something, I would completely disclose that because that's just morally right. I should just notify you, the viewer, that, hey, I was paid to talk about this shit. But I also have a tendency to call a spade a spade. And just, if it's shit, I'm going to call it shit. And I tell people, and that's probably why I don't get sponsors, is when people reach out, I do advise that, if the project is not performing to par, I will call it out. And they're like, oh, I don't want that. You want me to shill your project, but I'm not going to. If I see red flags, I'm going to call it out. If your product is crap, I'm going to call it out. Which is where the membership, people like you that joined the channel through the membership and just being a subscriber and watching the videos, that's the only way I can continue to fund YouTube. I can't quit my full-time job because I'm not making enough money to go solo YouTube. Other people are, congrats to them. But even if that happened, I wonder if I would still have a full-time job. I wonder if I still would work. And I think the answer is yes, only because, like, I always got to stay busy, but that would give me more time to stay up to date on everything. Like, I can't keep up with every single nook and cranny, every single project update, every single coin that's mineable, stuff like that. So it makes it really hard. Binance native token BNB plunges to the lowest since July as concerns mount with withdrawals. I was a little disappointed because I saw what was happening, or I heard, and I really wanted to sell my BNB position. And I would have sold it at that time, I think at 280. That was one day ago. No, it was around 270, 260, 270. No, the 14th. Yeah, it was 270, right? And then you can see how much it's dropped as more and more news comes out. Obviously, there's some people down here that wants to buy up BNB at a discounted rate that brought it back up. Went to a low of $222, stuff like that. But, compared to way back when, if we go to all, when BNB was down 600 something dollars, that would have been a pretty penny. Use some of the BNB. Personally, I use some of the BNB to come on, man. Fucking killing me. To like get other coins or assets, but other than that, I haven't really done much with it. Let's see here. I'm willing to help you research. Do any of these people who scam others ever really take ownership for No, they don't take ownership for taking everybody's money. It's hard to keep up and listen to news for 12 plus hours a day and then work. Yep, at work, then at home. Yep. And I sit in front of the computer a lot, but you got to go out, you got to exercise, you got to do some things, got to be involved in your family's life. I actually, what's funny? We had a Christmas party. I don't know if you guys have one of these where you live. Top Golf, basically like a driver range, right? You got the floors, you got a little green turf, ball comes out, and you hit it. But in the field, there's like these different targets, right? So like smaller targets, bigger targets, further out, closer to, and you just hit the ball. You got different irons and stuff like that. I never really golfed, right? Like I played putt-putt, but I never really golfed. Um, and so it felt awkward at first because I'm used to baseball. And it just took some rhythm and some time, and I got into it, dude. I was getting it. I was hitting that ball so good. I was average, like, so my average, like, basic swing was getting 150 yards. I want to say, I think it's 150 yards. But we were really going for like this target way back in the back. And then Top Golf also has Angry Birds. So if you hit the ball, because each ball is a tracker, like you can knock down the castle and everything. It was actually pretty cool, pretty fun Christmas party that my wife boss threw for her and her team. So let's see here. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Yeah, so Binance BNB has fallen 15% in the past week, including a drop over 6% in the past 24 hours. BNB was first minted in 2017, the world's 5th most valuable cryptocurrency with a market cap of 39 billion, and it is up there. I mean, if we look at the chart, number 5, market cap, boom, right? It has a limited circulating supply, right? So almost at 80% circulating supply out of the max. So there's not much more that's going to be left when it's done. You know, but CZ and BNB and Binance have like control over everything. So they could roll back hacks. They could roll back XYZ. If they don't agree with something, they can do something else. But if this coin did get max supply and they didn't produce any more, manipulate anymore, I could see this coin growing. So I do see BNB staying in the market. But with all this finger pointing, could it cause Binance and CZ to collapse? And I think the answer is yeah. Because it just depends on how much you scare the investors and the people that are heavily invested in Binance enough to get them to move away and pull their assets out of the company. And then it would start a domino effect, right? The CZ's already been battling this situation because of FTX. And I don't think it was CZ that caused FTX to crumble. It was FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried and Alameda and the team's poor handling, lying, and fraud that caused them collapse. Not CZ at all. Sorry, my son was singing. Really good at. That's why he makes music. But and the CNBC, I had to turn this off. The Squawk Back CNBC, I guess you could say, interview with CZ was just disheartening, right? They were trying to ask a question. He would just go back to, couldn't even pronounce Kevin's first name correctly. He would just go back to how he's making false accusations or assumptions or whatever. And then they were asked, you know, like, well, the people just want to know what, you know, you provide proof of reserves, but we want to see proof of liability, proof of risk, and, you know, show us the money, basically. And he goes back to Kevin O'Leary. So it's just a bunch of, like, I go on this show to talk crap about you here, and then I go on this show to go talk crap about you here, which Kevin did do again, as the investigation continues to move on, which is just causing more panic, more FUD, and more stupidity. There's a lot of great content creators out there that have covered this shit in detail. I don't want to give it any breath. I don't want to give it any thought in my mind, right? Like, I got more important shit to do. So, like, what's funny is the other day, actually yesterday, you know, my wife is scrolling through the news and stuff like that, and she sees, you know, more updates about this whole situation. She asked me, what's crypto at right now? I'm like, it's 16.7, 16.8. Is everything okay? I was like, yeah, everything's fine. Do you, like, are you going to do anything? I was like, no. Like, what, there's nothing to do. I'm mining currencies that I believe in. I'm stacking sats. And I don't want to keep an eye on the fucking chart all the time. There's no need to do that. There's no need to sit there all day looking at the charts. Now, some of the traders that trade in more exorbitant amounts of money, yeah, that's something they need to do, but that's pretty much their full-time job. Me, I got more important stuff to do, right? We got Christmas coming up. We got to see family. We got to prepare. We got a good football game coming up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Cowboys that I really want to go to. You know, there's more to life than just sitting here looking at the chart and playing into the FUD, but everybody wants to sit on Twitter and gobble it up. Don't do that. Because once you start getting into that negative atmosphere, it starts to affect you in other ways. So I told the wife, I was like, no, I don't care. Nothing's changed. The fundamentals are still good, still sound. The tech is still good. So we'll see how things move on. I mean, the Fed will continue to raise interest rates, right? So we're still in this lull, unfortunately. It's going to continue to move forward, but I think long term, as I said in my Twitter post the other day, was I mentioned how DZ Miners was able to show the 7000 series from Radeon was able to mine after I recorded a video that it won't mine off rip, and it still stands that it won't mine off rip, right? I don't know the miner they were using. I'm sure Dizzy Mining responded to my comment or post, but I haven't checked it yet because, again, I got more important things to do than just sit here all day on a computer. But the point is that 48 hours after launch, it's mining. And I said in the post, gamers, don't get mad at me and dislike the video. Blockchain is something like blockchain's here to stay. Like, getting mad at me and disliking the video because somebody is using a card that they paid for to mine whatever currency that they want is stupid. It's not as profound as it used to be, right? Crypto mining, as far as GPU mining, is not as profound as it used to be. It's not as profitable as it used to be. So yeah, everybody's gonna say crypto mining's dead, but now crypto mining doesn't just rely on GPUs, motherfuckers. You can CPU mine, you can use FPGAs, you can use ASICs, and as the technology gets better, both overall, right, impact filtering down to the GPUs, filtering down to the CPUs, the processes get better, EUV, the architecture, the overall ecosystem of chip building gets better. That filters to the FPGAs, the ASICs, the GPUs, the CPUs, so on and so forth, and it just gets better and better, more efficient. Right now, we're in a stage in order to get new numbers, to get extra performance, we have to unfortunately pump out a bunch of juice, which is not very efficient. So I think maybe not next cycle, but the following cycle. So not AMD 8000 series, maybe 9000 series. We're gonna see a new marvel as far as efficiency and performance. Not Nvidia 5000, if they do go 5000, but maybe 6000. We'll see a new era in efficiency. We got TSMC going to be opening up its doors here in the United States in 2024, being able to produce chips here locally in the state or in North America, which should help out with supply, because us having to rely on these vendors in Taiwan, China, so on and so forth, to produce these chips and then wait for the freight or the boats to come across the sea, drop it off at a port, and then those ports to disperse it. That makes us very dependent upon those companies. And if something were to happen, like a canal a boat getting stuck in a canal, that screws everything. So while the pandemic's over and the supply shock is not as profound, it's still a bottleneck, because we're not producing as much as we could here inside North America. We're very reliant upon the Asia markets to produce our chips and everything. That's true. Binance was once FTX rival and possible savior. Now it's trying not to be its sequel. But I strongly believe that SBF is going to try to take down CZ with him. Because I collapsed, I'm going to take you with me, right? You screwed me by forcing my company into this position because you found out that we weren't liquid, and so you sold your position, forcing my hand, thus causing the company to go down. But why were you illiquid in the first place? It doesn't matter that he forced your hand and exposed the fact that you were screwed, because you put yourself into position that if a large investor did sell that position, you were fucked anyway. So like, you should have never been in that position. You spent all this money marketing. You spent all this money buying companies, trying to save them, trying to be the hero, Captain Save-A-Ho. And all that money that you spent to save those people and save those companies or organizations really put you in a tight bind, didn't it? So I have no pity for SBF. I have no pity for FTX. I have no pity for Alameda. I have no pity for people who take advantage of others and their kindness and misuse their trust. So it's just, this is all of the news is filled with, and I'm so tired of it. So moving on. This is different. So crypto exchange Bitvavo, is that how you say it? Bitvavo says 280 million euros locked in DCG. So a Dutch cryptocurrency exchange on Friday says it has 280 million euros locked in the Digital Currency Group, a US-based company. DCG is currently experiencing liquidity problems. Who would have thought? As a result, DCG has suspended repayments until its liquidity issue has been resolved. DCG operates several subsidiaries, including cryptocurrency lender Genesis Global Capital, which frozen withdrawals in November following the collapse of FTX. Bitvavo says it expects to be reimbursed over time and that it has enough funds to pre-fund any locked assets in DCG. It said its customers are not exposed and can withdraw their funds at any time. It said it had given the money to DCG over Bitvavo's customers a product where they could earn interest on their cryptocurrency token deposits. Bitvavo is registered with the Dutch Central Bank, or DNB, as digital asset service provider to prevent money laundering on its platform, but is not subject to prudential supervision by either the DNB or Netherlands Financial Markets Authority. So yeah, you know, more fallout, more dominoes falling and impacting people. You know, I really don't care about the big companies being impacted by this whole debacle. What I care about is the little people. Now, if you don't know who this person is, I really suggest you guys check them out. So Adam Back, the doctor, as I call him, has been in the space for a minute. I remember, what was it? Mike and Tyler at some LAN party mentioned Hashcash to me, which is the project that he kind of spearheaded and was like one of the earlier digital currencies. We were at a LAN party. He was drinking Balls energy drinks, and it was some form. What form was it? Where people were talking about it. And Tyler and Mike mentioned it to me, but I never really got into it. I never really looked deeper into it. But Adam Back, it's been in space for a long time. You should go check him out. Really good guy. I don't know him on a personal level like I know my buddy Ed, but I know of him, and I've been following their story and stuff like that. And it looks like Cointelegraph finally gave him a little piece, a little animated story here, where it says here, excuse me, it's been a life of hacks for Dr. Adam Back, the CEO and co-founder of Blockstream, one of the few people quoted in the Bitcoin white paper. Hacking highlights of Back's life and brought into life the latest animated crypto story for Cointelegraph's video team. So over playing a game of Jenga, Back told Cointelegraph that he's always had a kind of security mindset. From the days as a student, he tinkered with door codes, pin pads, and locks, testing out code and gaining access to places he wasn't supposed to have access to. Sounds like somebody I really like and I can kind of align with. If you have a room full of people, they say here, a party or something, there's a question, which is how many people need to be in the room before there's a 50-50 chance that there are two people with the same birthday. He explains that while people would expect the outcome to be related to the number of 365 because of how many days there are in a year, the reality is far lower. The line of thinking, combined with the understanding of spam email, led to Bakkt's coding up of Hashcash. Bitcoin stands on the shoulders of Hashcash, but Bitcoin caught on because Bitcoin has a high level of decentralization, vital for cryptocurrency success. Bakkt adds that Bitcoin is also understandable at lots of different levels, right? You can understand it from a user level or from an economics level. It's surprisingly complex to fully appreciate all of it, including the game theory and things like that. The cartoon interview comes to a close with a reference of Blockstream's decision to beam Bitcoin into space and affirmation that there will be more Bitcoin from one of the Bitcoin economy's OGs. Pretty neat little video. And Adam Bakkt on Twitter. Toncoin. How many guys covered Toncoin? I think there was a few of us. I think I only did like one basic video, like how to, but I think there was a few people that covered it in great detail. My question to you, the viewer, is: did you ever hear? Did any of, if you paid attention to those people, you should have, but you may have not. Did you ever hear that Toncoin was certain pools were shutting down, it wasn't going to be mineable anymore, and you need to withdraw your funds? If you have, great. If you heard it, great. If you didn't, all those funds are probably gone now. But it kind of comes in spurts with spec mining, right? People talk about it. They talk about the basics of it, like set up a wallet, how to mine it. But then the project doesn't go beyond that. And so you have to follow somebody else to really stay up to date on things. As much as I would love to give you, if you guys follow me or watch me because of whatever feature or whatever asset or whatever characteristic you like, and you're expecting detail every single video on every single ounce of every single cryptocurrency, I'm not going to be able to keep up with that. I'm not going to be able to meet those needs, unfortunately. But if you watch a video that I put out, and then you watch another video that somebody else put out, and then you watch another video that somebody else put out, you can, with a little bit more research and actual reading, not just watching videos, kind of discern for yourself what area, what direction you want to go. You shouldn't just be reliant upon me or one single entity for everything. You should be really doing your own research, but just compare each other. Right? One person might do a better video than I could on a particular topic, and another person might do a worse video than I could on a particular topic. So you need to gauge, understand, and come up and with your own deductions. But Toncoin cryptocurrency price prediction. Will Ton continue to pump? So Toncoin has been on a nice little tear lately. Obviously got some more interest. If we look up here, Toncoin, I believe it's moved up some spaces on CoinMarketCap. Yeah, rank 22. So if we go back to the first page, you'll see Toncoin right here. Finally on the first page, you can see that it's been on a steady upward trend. And unfortunately, if we go to mining pool stats, Ton is no longer mineable, and people covered this or talked about it over time, but some people may have missed it, which is quite unfortunate. And then they go after those pools saying that they're a scam or fraud or whatever, when really it's up to the end user to stay on top of it. If you're going to get into a product, you got to stay on top of it. That's why I consolidated much of my assets, because I was stretched so far across various different cryptocurrencies that I couldn't keep an eye on every single one. And so if there was an update, or I needed to claim something, or I needed to do something, or I needed to whatever, and I missed out the opportunity, I'm just wasting my time and wasting money. So I kind of consolidated to a few assets. I wouldn't say a few assets. I still have a diverse portfolio. I just don't have as many, not shit coins, but lesser coins, so to speak. But yeah, Bitcoin sitting around 16,700. Ethereum underneath the $1,200 mark. BNB took a nice dump, and you could see the line. If you look right below me, you could see the dip right over the last 7 days. This red target here, BNB really taking a hit, coming back up. But all the cryptocurrencies are kind of following the same trajectory related to BNB and BTC. Will BNB still be around? Will Binance continue to operate? That's a very good question. I don't have the answer to that. I think Binance or CZ is in a bit of hot water, and with people pointing fingers and trying to draw him under with them, that's going to put him in a tight position. Hopefully, he has enough protection in place, or not a lot of risk that he undertook that caused the other exchanges like Celsius, Three Arrows Capital, FTX to collapse. And that he's able to continue or maintain the business even if he has to pay a bunch of money. But I do believe there will be some questions, concerns, and possibly some fines to follow as the thing continues. But go check out your favorite content creator, Crypto NDO. Does a pretty good job of kind of breaking it down. She can get a little hot sometimes, but she's just a great funny lady in person. Anyways, hardware. Still haven't got a 7900 XTX. I got a 7900 XT, but I won't be able to do anything with it. It won't be here just yet, and I won't be able to do anything with it until after Christmas, because it's fucking Christmas, guys. I need a break. Like next week, I'm not going to be doing caffeine and crypto. I'm going to be enjoying time with the family, because gotta live. But yeah, let me see here. Gotta keep cake and eat it. Dan, you're not late. Starlink is awesome. I'm in the middle of nowhere and I had a bad day and I get 150 megs. Honestly, number of you mentioned to get Starlink compared to Comcast. But I'm not in the middle of nowhere, and the shit that I pay for should work for what I pay for. I am gonna do something different and try to make some adjustments, and hopefully, by the time I come back, or do my show, not next Saturday, but the following Saturday, maybe I'll have it fixed. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, really, really, really shitty, unfortunately. But RX 7900 series XTX looks promising. XT not so promising. Disappointing really for the price to performance. But so my top GPUs, if you wanted me to list it, would be the 4090, the 7900 XTX, 4080, XT, and then your favorite 30 series. So maybe 3060 Ti, 3070, stuff like that. But prices on a secondhand market have been getting a lot better for these GPUs, which is really nice. So since we started earlier, we could wrap up this video, but you guys let me know in the live chat what you want to do, because I know rabbit mining isn't coming on for another almost hour and a half. Yeah, 1 p.m. So let's see here. I wanted to play with this. The Segway 9-bot go-kart. I heard that was pretty fun. I'd like to get that in a crazy cart to go drifting around the parking lot. Yeah, see, 7900 XT is in stock, but the 7900 XTX is not. The 4080 is still in stock. Last XTX came out 8 hours ago on Amazon. End of an era from that dude in blue. I'm not sure if you guys are car people, but he's on point with my line of thinking as well. Unfortunately, the takeovers have ruined street racing. I haven't been street racing in a while. Actually, one of my last street races is when Savage Mind came out. And Savage Mind brought his Golf GTI. And he had a sick Busa too. He bought his Golf GTI. And he was out there meeting with us as, we were organizing. And I wasn't the organizer, but I have organized car meets. You pick your partner, right? And there was this one time we went out to this parking lot and people were just sitting there, right? You know, do what they normally do at a car show, right? You open your hood, you look at some motors, you're like, oh yeah, that's right. K24 swap. What you got? Z3 head, okay. Whoa, what you got? You got an RB26? Yeah, I got RB26. All right, cool. Is that a Plasma Man manifold? Yeah, that's Plasma Man. And everybody just talks. Oh, I love your wheels, T37s, whatever. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, yo, what are we doing? Y'all gonna dance? And finally, people just started coming up. So they found their partners, right, who they wanted to run. And then I would sit there and flag it and send the cars on their way. And that was the most organized I was ever able to get it. And it was a good amount of people. And we had roll racing and we had, digs. And it was a great time. But lately, it's newer people organizing. And it's just basically parking lot stunting and burnouts and donuts and dangerous driving. And it's nothing I want to be a part of. Like, if you shut down the fucking freeway, right, with a mom and her kids in the minivan, so that way you could do a burnout or donuts in the middle of the freeway, you're a fucking idiot. That's dangerous. That's stupid. And of course, that attracts cops, and then cops come and then breaks up whatever venue you were trying to do, blah, blah, blah. It's just, I don't know. It's getting too stupid for me to be a part of. And as Hoonigan now says in their videos, take it to the track. Right? You want to race, take it to the track. So I like SCCA, I like IMSA, proper track racing, grid life. I do like drag, I like rally. But street racing, which was an integral part of my childhood, has now changed to this parking lot stunting and what they call takeovers and burnouts and stupidity. And so that's where that dude in Blue, David, talks about it. And in the first one, he ruffles some feathers. So the second one, he kind of explains in more detail. But I think he's right. I think he's right now. So yeah, looks like Chump Change talks about something. Let's see.
I want to teach you guys how to mine Nexa. Now, this is a fairly new coin brought to light in June 2022. It's more on the Web3 side of things, a peer-to-peer digital value system. Now, this has been very profitable lately over on Expitron, as far as I can tell anyways. So we're just going to kind of dive into teaching you guys how to mine it in Windows, how to mine it in HiveOS. I'll show you the overclock settings for a bunch of different cards, and then we'll go from there. So let's get into it. All right, so here we are over at Nexa's webpage. Now, if you guys want to download the Nexa Windows 64, be down in the description below. Back to this, we're going to highlight right here where the old on this, it will start. You're going to click on that. Guys, start mining. I definitely well right address that I'm actually mining to. So I'm going to click. I'm from North America, so
As usual, great video, great explanation, great discussing. As always, Mr. Chump Change. But yeah, nothing much else going on. Just spending time with family, getting ready for fucking Christmas. You like Time Attack too? Yeah, Time Attack's one of my favorites, for sure. Yeah, a number of you are using renewable energy. What about Red Panda mining? What did I say? Did Red Panda do something new? Did I miss? Oh, okay. He covered the video too. And then here he's talking about the...
Hey guys, RPM here. Hope you didn't watch. You guys should go watch it. Great video. But I just wanted to talk about just a few things about this coin in terms of mining it and, using what type of miner and whatnot. And so there's been some new optimizations coming out recently for those that want to mine Nexa profitably here. And that's really the basis of this video, is just because the reason why I'm making it is because it's profitable. I'm not going to go out and tell you guys what Nexa is all about. You guys can do your own research on that. But in terms of profitability, we're going to go through a couple different things here, and I just want to show you guys. I also mined it like about a week and a half ago, and yeah, I was getting like millions of Nexa every day, and it was insane on like only like 24 RTX 3070s. And then as time went on, the difficulty had started to go up and up and up as of the past week and a half here, 2 weeks here. So it's been quite insane. I know that Nexa did start off first as CPU mineable, but then as things got difficult, it wasn't worth it. And then the algorithm is NexaPow. And yeah.
So I want to see the ad for the Octominer tank.
Anyways, before I talk about some more stuff here, guys, this video is sponsored by...
Introducing the Octominer OctoTank 12 Home Immersion Cooling System. The future of cryptocurrency mining and home heating. Quiet, cool, and efficient. The OctoTank 12 allows you to overclock your ASIC miners up to 70% to get more performance for your money. Compatible with up to 2 ASICs. Fully plug-and-play system. The immersion system ensures that your miners stay cool. Perfect for garage or basement heating. Up to 150 square meters of heating capacity. Clean and minimalist design. Fully weatherproof. Designed to last for years. Save money while keeping your home warm and cozy this winter. Order yours now.
I would love to see somebody put that bitch outside in the snow. I would laugh. I want to see somebody do that. Do that shit. Somebody put it outside. Operating temp up to negative 30 to 37 degrees C. Dude. That's crazy. So dual fan, probably a decent radiator. You know what it reminds me of? You know the thing, the water tank at work, where you got like the big blue container and you got to open the cap and then flip it and put it in the thing real quick. It reminds me of that. So like the blue thing will sit up here and then you got the condenser down here, or the whatever down here. It's a tall design, so it's standing up, not laying down. And I'm thinking, where would I even put it? Definitely could put it in a house, but I rather would not. But 2 ASICs, it looks like it only supports 1. So either one S19 or 2, maybe 2 watts miners, maybe. But I don't know the depth, like the inside. Like, you know, the height, the width looks okay. But yeah, I'm not sure about that because the watts miner can get pretty tall. So maybe 1 ASIC instead of 2. Or a bunch of FPGAs. That'd be interesting. Compared to the fog hashing, they do have some cuts in here to let the oil seep over. Here's your, I think, thermal sensors. Ethernet, 4 ports, maybe 2 depending on the model. And if you look at the top of it, it looks very similar to fog hashing container, but taller. And then with the fan and radiator built in below it. So I wonder who the manufacturer is, because it looks very similar to a way to set up. Like if you take these panels off, which you will see in a future video, it basically is like a Vada frame. It even clips in like the little, where you screw in, it has those clips, right, that slide. And then as you tighten, it kind of catches in the guard or the rail and locks in. So almost looks like the same manufacturer, but just a different model, different take, different design overall. But yeah, you know, by the way, I just want to say this real quick. I'm not trying to shit on your parade or anything like that, guys. But by the time Chump Change and Red Panda Mining, or even myself, are making these videos showing you how to mine a particular project, profitability, stuff like that, you know the project is not going to be profitable anymore. By the time we're showing you the video, more miners get on, and shortly after, it's just not as profitable. It could still be profitable now. I haven't checked the calculator, but I'm just saying, if you're waiting on us to show you a profitable project to get into, by the time that happens, it's not going to be as good if you were to stay ahead of the curve. That's the game. You got to stay ahead of the curve. And I talk about this in a video as far as spec mining goes. What did I say? What was the name of the video? What was it called? What was it called? Spec mining. How to calculate profitability. That's what I talked about. And you just need to be aware that basically it's not going to be as profitable by the time we fucking talk about it, and that you have to unfortunately stay ahead or stay into the game. So it can hold 2 M30Ss. Thank you for Chili's words. All right, good to know. So maybe I'll put the FPGAs in the fog hashing and then get a second M30S and put it in the Octominer tank. We'll see. We'll see. Funds are tight. It's all about Christmas and family this year, or right now, so ain't got time for all that. But yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Don't get too nervous about all the craziness that's happening in this world. It will be a-okay. Things will get better. Just keep stacking them sats, man. Keep stacking them sats. Keep working hard. If you don't want to stack them sats and you just want to buy XYZ cryptocurrency, go for it. Go for it. I've been trying to get a hold of somebody from the Caspa team to talk with me, but they have not been responding. And maybe I don't fit their criteria. I'm not sure. Maybe Rabid Mining can get them on. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the show. I'm just bullshitting now, sucking up your time right now. Unfortunately, I could go be working on building my son his computer for Christmas, building his desk, setting up his new system or setup, so to speak. But I was trying to make it stress at 12 o'clock, and because we started early, I might not do that. We may just cut it off here. So Gandalf Gray, did you say you could fit 2 Whatsminer 30S side by side? Well, it looks like Crypto Mikkel is confirming that, and it looks like my stream just died. So yeah, still having internet issues. There you go. Dan Sand just confirmed it. Not profitable anymore. Still having internet issues. Stream still looks like shit thanks to Comcast. I keep reporting it. They keep having the same text do the same stupid shit despite my efforts to warn them and tell them what the issue is. Hey, I'm in IT. I know where the problem is. This is what you need to fix. They come out here. They do their checks. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to report it. They report it, and then somebody remotely works on it. It's a physical item here on my property they need to fix. Not in my house, but on the street. And they just keep fucking around. So, anyways, it looks like the stream is buffering. I'm going to get out of here. You guys have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out. And thank you for your time. No caffeine and crypto next week. I will be back as soon as I can. But I'm just going to keep pumping out videos since live streaming is not as strong as it used to be for me because I look very unprofessional trying to stream and then it buffers or disconnects or drops packets or whatever. It just looks really, really bad. So my apologies for the inconvenience. I hope to make it up to you. And I'm just going to continue doing me. And I hope you do you. Do what's best for you. And I'll do what's best for me. We'll meet in the middle. Catch you guys around, all right? Take care. Block Tech. Yes, I have seen that, G. Yes. Are you mentioning it because you want me to show people? What is it about it that you want to bring up, G?